Hello, everybody. Happy Easter. Wait, what? Easter was like 2 weeks ago, right? Well, yes, Easter Sunday was April 12th, but we Christians celebrate Easter as a season, too. That season is called Eastertide, and the season lasts 50 days, so almost 2 months, starting from Easter Sunday. It's in the same time period as one of the four seasons of nature, spring. What we celebrate in Eastertide is along the same lines as what we celebrate on Easter Sunday. Now, since this is sort of Sunday school, let's take a silly quiz, shall we? I'll ask a question and then give you two choices for the answer, A or B. One of them is the right answer. Even though I can't hear you, I want you to shout A or B, whichever you think the answer is. So let's get started. Question number 1. What do we celebrate on Easter Sunday? Is it A, the birth of Jesus? Or is it B, Jesus coming back to life? Right! It's B, Jesus coming back to life. Question number 2. What did Jesus do right after he left the tomb where he had been buried? Was it A, he took a walk and saw some of the people who were so sad that he had been killed? Or is it B, Jesus went straight to heaven? Right, it's A, he took a walk and saw some of the people who were so sad. All right, question 3. What happened when Jesus saw the people who were so sad about his death? Was it A, they thought they were seeing a ghost, so they either ran away or tried to ignore him? Or is it B, he talked with them and they talked with him, but they were still so sad because they didn't recognize him? Well, that's right. It's B. They didn't recognize him, but they kept talking with him. Now, why do you suppose they didn't recognize him? After all, they were good friends with him when he had been alive, before he was killed. Well, I think it's because they were still in shock about his death. They literally didn't believe their eyes. Well, Jesus had a special way of opening their eyes. Even before the people he met recognized him as Jesus, they invited them to a meal with them because they liked him. They liked what he was saying. He was interesting and friendly. So they all sat down, and Jesus did something that made them recognize who he was, that he was Jesus. Here's a picture of what it might have looked like. Look closely. Notice they're all around the table, having a meal, and Jesus is in the middle there. I want you to look at his hands. What does he have in his hands? And what has he just done with that? Look closely. What do you think? Right. It's a loaf of bread. And he's breaking the bread, just as he had done before he was killed, many times with many meals with his friends. It all came together at that moment for his friends. They remembered what he had said about coming back. They remembered what he had said about sharing and being together. They remembered what he had said about feeding the hungry. And they remembered what he said about being with them always. So one more question, question 4. This one's just a bit different because there are 3 possible answers. Question 4. What do Christians celebrate during Eastertide? Is it A, Jesus being with us on this earth, even though we are lonely, afraid, sad, or in pain? Or B, Jesus living his life as a gift that feeds the needs of others? Or is it C, both A and B? If you said that all 3 answers are good answers, you're right. Jesus is with us when we share with each other, when we feed each other in many ways, and when we recognize that we can follow Jesus by living our lives so that others' lives are better. So, happy Easter, and keep celebrating. Until next time. Bye.